And the last one is Asa from Prey Park. So as I said, our theme today is the recap 2023 trends and growth. So maybe we can say hi to the audience first. Tabarak?
Yes, hi, I'm Tabarak. I'm the marketing manager at Tangent, and I will be talking today about the top user acquisition trends in mobile in 2023.
And Zara?
Hi, I'm Zara from Splitmetrics, and I'm going to be talking about the latest trends in mobile growth for this year from my side.
Okay. So, Asa, are you? Okay, so Asa maybe is in middle of something, I think. So let's kick off with AppGrow's presentation first. Okay. Okay, so as you can see here from the first glance, the topic for today is basically for trends and growth, and I'm going to share the presentation from AppGrow. Okay, so the first slide is indicating the topic here, 2023 first half mobile game global advertising report. And the mobile game advertising trends. Okay, let's start from the distribution by game categories first. Okay, so basically this slide is showing the proportion of mobile game ads and also the proportion of mobile game apps. Okay, this is showing how what is the relation between the ad quantity and also the apps quantity individually by a category level. So as you can see here, this one is showing casual gaming actually is being a dominant role here, which contributes the biggest proportion in terms of the ad quantity as well as the advertisement quantity. Okay, so if you are doing casual gaming, it means that you are also competing in the most competitive genre. And also the role-playing and strategy games will have a fixed player base. So because I just came back from ChinaJoy, okay, so I talked with a lot of people, and actually the mid-core and hardcore gaming is showing a slightly stagnant trending for ad quantity, also the ads quantity. So this is a global trend. And you can also take a look at the rest of the game genres here. Okay. And the year-on-year change in the proportion of ads by categories is showing that in the first half of 2023, the casual casino and arcade game ads have increases significantly, respectively by 3.3, 1.9, and 1.7 percentage points, indicating the growth of casual and mid-core game ads. Okay, And also the action and role playing has dropped by 2.8 and 3.8 percentage points respectively, which is also reflecting what I just said. For the hardcore gaming, the ads quantity is going down. In terms of the mobile game apps by markets, as we can see here, the North American market is the number one here, and it's also, this slide is also showing that the emerging markets has promising growth momentum. Okay, so let's say if you are a game publishers which are well developed in certain regions as already, if you plan to switch your blueprint or you have a different strategy would like to try, you can also take reference from this slide and to think about where you can get a portion from and to make your profit. Okay. Okay, this one is also connecting to the previous one, so I'm gonna skip it. Okay, this one is interesting because this one will break it down to media level. So as you can see here, we have a chart clearly indicates what game genres react the most in terms of the audience acquisition by different media. Okay, so if you see right here, the casual gaming and the partner gaming actually, okay, for example, Minty Grow is, I think it would be a priority channel to most of the casual game publishers when they choose to allocate the advertisement. And of course, for strategy and role playing, they are also playing a big role here in among different media. And the percentage you can see here, social media contributes over 50% for the advertising media type, while the ad networking actually is playing almost 100%. So this is also very interesting. And next, I would like to take casual gaming for an instance. So for the H1 in 2023, casual gaming has showed a high growth in April and May with a great competitiveness and potential, which means the competitiveness among this game genre is quite fierce. Okay, so this chart is also showing the change that the growth rate of casual game ads in April and May was much higher than the overall level. So this game genre is second to none when it comes to the game genre competitiveness. And when we talk about the distribution of casual game ads market, North America is also the biggest one here. Southeast Asia is also very promising, and following by the West Europe, Latin America, South Asia, and on and on. And North America and Southeast Asia, no doubt, are the main markets. And the most significant year-on-year decline was in the Japanese and Korean markets, whose proportion fell by 4.4 percentage points. Okay, so I think this one is also a quite insightful message to our game publishers, casual game publishers, Japanese and Korean. Why is that? I think this would be a question mark to all of you. Okay, this one is indicating the main source of the casual games and the ads. Basically, it's indicating the origin of the advertisers. Okay, So China's mainland here, I think this China's mainland is quite an exception case because, as you can see from here, China's mainland is the only one who has a much bigger mobile game apps quantity than the game apps quantity itself. Okay, and for the France, actually they are doing a small proportion comparing to the mobile game apps, which means China mainland publishers values a lot on app quantity when they would like to promote their games. Because when we talk about the global market, okay, China's publishers is quite competitive, but also realistically, we are an outsider. Okay, so for the local markets, for example, France, they already have a matured and developed audience base, also called user base there. So they may have a very good organic traffic or a branding for their game's title. So they don't really need to rely that much on ads anymore. So branding and organic traffic, I think, are the possible reasons contributing to the difference here. And these are the top most advertised casual games. We just take a quick glance here. Skip it. Okay, this is a casual game advertising case analysis. Okay, we are using the Bubble Shooter Star as an instance here. So in the first half of 2023, Bubble Shooter Star spent most of its ads on English-speaking markets and emerging markets, which also reflects to what I try to recommend to all the game publishers. If you are already feel the competitiveness or a glass ceiling is already there at some certain regions, try to find another way and to formulate a new strategy to make more profits or to achieve something new. Okay, this is the advertising trend of board games. So basically, we are showing the similar information to the casual gaming. So the structure is the same. And don't worry, AdBrain will send this deck in PDF after this webinar. So because the time, I would like to skip some of the slides. Okay, the next section is the key market. Okay, from here we are showing the North America. The ad volume remained at a high level in North America, and the casual and mid-core categories accounted a large number of ads here. Okay, so as you can see here at the right lower corner here, this chart is showing the origin and the game genres, the relation between the game genres and the game ads in North America. Okay, so this one is quite informative for the market researcher, something like that. And also we are showing the most advertised mobile games in North America. Magic Hand Games actually is the publisher with the most games on the list. So as the saying goes, always learn from the best. If you have a marketing team, I think you can learn some cases from all these big publishers and to lower the error chance, the odds of making mistakes. And this is showing the mobile game app creative trends. Okay, and this is for Southeast Asia. Okay, and the main game genres here is also the casual, and the origin from the China's mainland is playing the biggest role here when it comes to the advertisers, and following by Vietnam. Okay. Southeast Asia is a very up and coming market in terms of mobile games business. The local publishers from Vietnam have created the second most apps. Okay, so basically China is competing with the Vietnamese publishers in their country. And again, this is the most advertised mobile games in Southeast Asia. Casual and mid-core games dominate the advertising rankings in this area. And what are the most popular and effective creative styles? This slide is telling us. The hardcore games such as MMOs tend to directly display the game trend because the audience of such game genres always need to be educated with time. So I think the publishers tend to use a more specific game creatives to attract the audience attention. So all these slides, actually the good logic is that we need to apply the different strategy, different creative style in different markets to get the effects. Okay, so I'm going to skip the Latin America. Okay, so when I talk about the creative style, the strategy of advertising, how can we know that? I think with a good third-party analytical tool would be a good method or a solution. So because I'm from AdBrewing, let me introduce a little bit about our company. Our product and values, we find ad inspiration, conduct competitive analysis, master the market trends, and explore the global opportunity. So the foundation of our analytical tool is always about the ad creatives. Okay, and nowadays for the game publishers or even for the application, the non-gaming applications, nobody can avoid advertising to promote their ads, especially when they try to go into a new market. And we are now covering 50 countries, regions, and we are also covering 25 plus media channels. All the mainstream ones are well covered under our platform. And this is some customer cases for your reference. Big ones, okay? And by using our platform, you can always search with combined filters, sort by multiple index. To number one, search for the ad creatives with high quality, and also you can use some index to easily know why they perform well and where they perform well. Okay, like this little red frame score here is our active index. And on top of the creatives themselves, we also use this database to help our users to analyze the trend. Okay, we can also to get some insights, especially for your for some game applications, under your same game genres or in some specific markets that you have interest in. Okay, so we will also break it down and let you know which advertisers are doing their advertisement for what regions, also for what channels. And we will also have a concise while informative UI on our platform. Okay, so this one is also similar. We would also help you to analyze the market. And on top of the creatives and also the market analysis, we also offer a AI voice generator to help you to generate and produce the voiceover easily to adapt with your creatives. So ultimately, we are an analytical tool help you to either search for, to not only search for the good ad creatives, analyze the market, but also we have some useful solution to help you to raise up your work efficiency. Okay, and we will also provide regular reports just like this one, which I just showed you, and also some comprehensive content for our post service. Okay, so in general, we have all around service to help your marketing team, especially for your creative production, the market research, and also the overall work efficiency about the marketing UA campaigns. Okay, so this is finished the boring part, and I hope you guys and all the audience find it interesting. And the next one, let's welcome Tarek from Tianjin with her topic, Top Mobile User Acquisition Trends 2023. And the remote is already granted. Pass it to you. Okay, Tarek.
Thank you, Parker. Yes, so hi everyone again. My name is Tabarak, and I'm from the marketing team at Tenjin. And today I will be talking about the top mobile user acquisition trends in 2023. So just to show you a little about the agenda, I will be talking about, give you a little introduction to what Tenjin is. And then I will be talking about ROAS campaigns, generative AI tools, how the marketing metrics have evolved in 2023 compared to 2022. And then lastly, how you can get most out of your data in 2023 and beyond. So just starting with the introduction to Tenjin. Tenjin is basically an advertising measurement platform that helps users understand what channels or what users are generating the most ROI for their mobile apps. And so we have a lot of, in our product, we have cost aggregation, SKAD network reporting, data warehousing, etc. Also to talk a little about the pricing, Tenjin is free to start, and our pricing model is basically pay as you grow, which means that you only pay for the amount that you are consuming. We also really specialize in helping small and medium-sized businesses scale to the enterprise level. And so here are some logos that you might be familiar with that have used Tenjin either in the past or are using Tenjin at the moment. Sorry, So the Tenjin dashboard has 100 plus metrics, including cohorted ad revenue, LTV, spend, ROAS, ad network, and Apple SKAD network installs. But we also do realize that all dashboards are limited, and because they're not tailored or customized to your particular business. So we also do give our users an option to create their own custom metrics with this service called Data Vault, which is a data warehouse as a service. And you can actually use Data Vault to create your own custom metrics to kind of get an edge over your competitors. So that's enough about Tenjin itself. I'm going to dive right into ROAS campaigns. And before I talk about what exactly ROAS campaigns are, I want to first talk about why they're important. So ROAS campaigns we find are very effective for small teams. They allow user acquisition teams to spend less time on optimization and more time on other important things. They also help users uplift their campaign performance, so metrics such as RPDAO, which is average revenue per daily active user, installs, and retention rate. I also want to give you a practical example with a company that has used ROAS campaigns with Tenjin. Before I talk about what they achieved, I want to touch upon a little bit of their characteristics. So Yomi Studio is the name of the company, and it's a small and medium-sized business. It's based out of Vietnam. Their target country was USA. The most important part for this particular case is that the UA team size was only one person, which was the co-founder, and their focus genre was casual mobile games. I've also just added some icons of some of their hit titles. You might recognize them. So just to talk about what Yomi Studio achieved with Tenjin's ad revenue callbacks and ROAS campaigns. So there were 60 hours per month of the co-founder's time saved. As I mentioned, the co-founder was the only one doing user acquisition. So they were able to spend less time on optimization, but still scale campaigns. The other metric is that compared to CPI campaigns, when they started using ROAS campaigns, they had a 60% uplift in average revenue per daily active user. They also had 2 times more installs when compared to CPI campaigns. Their day 7 retention rate was 9% higher. So those were all really important metrics, and we saw a little about why ROAS campaigns are important, but then I also want to talk about what ROAS campaigns are exactly. So there are 2 kinds of ROAS campaigns. There's in-app purchase ROAS campaigns and ad revenue ROAS campaigns. And in-app purchase ROAS campaigns are when the developer sends in-app purchase data to Tenjin, and then Tenjin sends that data via callbacks to the ad network, and then the ad network optimizes the performance of the ad campaign. But then there's also ad revenue ROAS campaigns where the developer sets up callbacks with Tenjin, and then Tenjin fetches impression level ad revenue data via the SDK from the mediation provider, and then Tenjin sends the ad revenue data to the ad network, and the ad network again optimizes the performance. The important thing to know with ad revenue ROAS campaigns is that Tenjin collects this data per impression, and collects it from your mediation provider. This is just an example of some mediation providers and ad networks that we work with. So there's AppLovin, ironSource, Hyperbid, AdMob, and Jobon, and then some ad networks, and there are more ad networks being added to this list. The next topic is about generative AI tools and the trend over there. So I've used an AI tool to help me define what generative AI tools are. Generative AI tools are software applications or models that utilize AI techniques to produce creative and original content, such as text, images, music, or videos based on patterns and data that they have been trained on. This is an example of how a real mobile studio has used a series of generative AI tools to firstly launch their debut game in just 5 months. And the studio called Half Moon from the UK also said that they had only 5 people in their team, but they actually have the execution capability of a team of 25 thanks to the series of AI tools that they're using. I've divided generative AI tools into 4 categories, which is visual, audio, text, and code. Today I will be focusing more on how mobile developers can use the visual and text aspect. You can also use the audio and code, so it's not to say that they're not important, they are, but because of the time constraint, I just wanted to talk about the visual and the text part. So when I talk about visual, like the generative AI tools, like the visual part, I'm mostly referring to using them to create mobile ad creatives. And before that, I want to talk a little about what purpose do mobile ad creatives serve. So they basically help users, like help you grab the attention of users. They generate interest and desire. They communicate values, and they of course help you drive installs for your app. So this is an example of what creative generation used to look like before AI or without AI. So the process was basically that, you usually ask an outsourced designer to help you create those creatives. It's usually someone who has minimal to no idea what your user preferences are, and they send you 2 to 3 examples. So as you can see on the image here, the creative quality is limited because, of course, it's a human doing it, and it includes a lot of human bias. The quantity is limited to like 2 or 3 options, maybe more, maybe less. And yeah, so the person has limited knowledge of your audience preferences. Next, so this is what has changed with AI. This is what the process of creative generation looks like with AI. So I've taken out this prompt from Midjourney, which is a generative AI tool used to create images. Like it generates images within a matter of seconds. And this is someone who's used this prompt, a cute 3-month-old baby with pink clothes. And as you can see, there are so many more options. They're generated within a matter of seconds. The quality is, much it's improved creative quality. There's a lot of variety, and they can be personalized. So if you're not happy with this, you just add a little more to the prompt, and within a matter of seconds, you just have more creatives. Also, this is an example. We've just discussed Half Moon, which is this UK-based mobile studio a little before. And this is a real-life example of creatives that they generated through a series or a mixture of AI tools. So you can see the quality is great. Even the text is generated using AI tools. So it's not only creative generation, but it's also creative testing. And when creative testing frameworks are usually oriented around iterative concept testing, and when that's done manually by a human, there is human bias involved. But if you push this whole process of creative testing into an AI tool, you would get a lot of answers that humans might not even be able to articulate. So not only is it faster, but you just get a lot more answers through using an AI tool for this process. The next generative AI tool, the category that I want to talk about is text. And so this is basically for writing ad copy. So it's not only that ad creatives need to be tested, it's also ad copy needs to be generated and tested. And there are tools for that too. And I've just added this example of myself using ChatGPT to talk a little about my game. And I just asked it, okay, can you help me generate 3 different versions of ad copy for the ads? And it just gave me 3 examples or 3 options in a matter of seconds. Next, I want to talk about marketing metrics and how they have evolved from H2 2022 to H1 2023. This is a picture from one of the reports that we released from Hybrid in 2023 that talks about the transition that we've been noticing from hyper-casual to hybrid-casual games. We released this on May 9th this year. But for the sake of this presentation, we've taken out more up-to-date data. So yeah, we've taken out data from until July 2023. The first metric I want to talk about here is eCPMs, or effective cost per mil. So when compared to H2 2022, in H1 2023, we've noticed a downward trend in eCPMs on both Android and iOS. On Android, it's been minus 26%, and on iOS, has been a 12% decrease. The other metric is in-app purchases. And in-app purchases, when compared to H2 of 2022, we've noticed an upward trend on both platforms, iOS and Android. Next, top countries by installs. On Android, this has remained the same. So we've not seen any new country or like the departure of any country here. So yeah, compared to 2022 and 2023, it's more or less stagnant. On iOS, we see that China has gone down and UK has taken the second position. And then Canada and Germany have also entered the top 5 countries by installs. Next, I want to talk about top ad networks by installs. On Android, we see that Google Ads has now gotten the top 1 position, and then Meta has come up as well. Unity Ads is not in the top 5 at the moment. Sorry, I think I missed the slide. Yes, iOS. Okay, I covered it. Okay, so next I want to talk about how you can get most out of your data in 2023 and beyond. So a lot of our advanced developers are using Code Full Stack, which is our new product that does automated data pipelines to enhance their insights. So to get more data dimensions, for example, you can use Code Full Stack, and also to calculate some advanced metrics such as relative retention and custom metrics, or user level revenue data LTV based on any mediation data. You can use Code Full Stack. This is a diagram of like what many companies' internal data stack looks like. So you have your database in the center, and then you're using like different third-party tools for attribution data, for market data, other databases maybe, etc. And you want all that data in one place. And Code Full Stack basically creates these connectors, which are these dotted lines to bring all of that data into your database. But that's not all that we do. We also are able to help you create transformations, which happens within the database layer. So stuff like combining tables to create LTV prediction for you. We've seen like LTV prediction is one of our most popular use cases for the platform. And this is just to show you how easy it is to use. We also have a free trial option if you're interested, and it's just a plug-and-play model. And you can just, it's as easy as clicking your data sources or your data destinations to bring it into one central place. That brings me towards the end of my presentation. I just wanted to say that if you are interested in more content We do write a lot of content on hyper and hyper casual games. And if you want to stay up to date, you can just visit blog.tangent.com and maybe subscribe to our newsletter. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Barrett. Thank you for sharing. And we already saw some comments coming in, and don't worry, guys, we will have a Q&A section at the very end of this webinar, and we'll make sure the majority of the comments are answered. Okay, so please stay tuned till the end of this webinar. And for the next speaker, let's welcome Zara from Splitmetrics.
Hi everyone. So just to introduce myself again, I'm Zara. I'm an account executive at Splitmetrics, and also concurrently an Aqua specialist there. So first of all, thank you for everyone for joining this webinar. I appreciate also thanks for letting me speak here, and I hope the information I share will be insightful for you. So I think I have control. For some reason, I don't see the remote. I don't see the remote on my screen, I think. Yeah, it's working from. Alright, just to give you a quick intro of myself. So for the last 4+ years, I've been working in the mobile industry, and I've been helping publishers of various sizes achieve significant growth and kickstart their UA strategies. And this is how in my path, kind of led me to Splitmetrics. So just to give you a quick overview on Splitmetrics. So what our company does is that it helps mobile-first companies and brands simplify their journey to business success and achieve new levels of business growth in terms of user acquisition and mobile growth. So to simplify this a bit further, we developed top-notch mobile marketing solutions to help automate and optimize Apple search at scale, as well as run insightful A/B testing and validate your ideas. We also have a full cycle mobile marketing agency so that you can delegate your ad work to a highly experienced team of experts. So now let's start talking about Apple Search Ads. So Apple Search Ads, as you may already know, is that you see these official figures from Apple of the performance of their search results campaigns. As you see, 650 million users on average visit the App Store every week, and 70% of them use search to find their next app. So almost 65% of app downloads happen directly after search, and search result campaigns have more than 60% conversion rate. And I think it proves that this channel is worth exploring and worth investing into. So moving a bit further from here on and providing a bit more details here. So again, I think my remote, okay, I'm here. Alright, so what you see here is now even more impressive statistics about Apple Search Ads and Splitmetrics itself. So you see that we have launched Splitmetrics Apple Search Ads Benchmark Dashboard, which provides up-to-date insights on tap-through rates, conversion rates, CPM, CPT, cost per tap, cost per acquisition. So as you can see on the slide, that our customers enjoy an even higher conversion rate than the actual conversion rate that you get on Apple Search Ads. So 66.15% on average when running Apple Search Ads, search result campaigns. It really depends on the app category and the country region where you're running Apple Search Ads. For example, the conversion rate for a game app running Apple Search Ads in the United Kingdom is 71%. Whereas in South Korea, it would be anywhere around 66%. You can also visit our website and check this dashboard to get a comprehensive view of all the essential Apple Search Ads benchmarks in one place, or compare your campaign performance against industry averages and benchmarks. Now kicking off a new era of mobile growth. I keep having a problem with the remote. It keeps getting stuck on my end for some reason. Yeah. Alright, so moving further, the major updates from Apple are actually on the slide. So as you see, in December 2021, App Store introduced custom product pages and product page optimization. In October 2022, new ad placements for Apple Search Ads were rolled out, and on July 11th, 2023, they launched a new format of delayed app campaigns. Here we jump into discussing more about custom product pages. So custom product pages serve a similar role to a default product page. The huge difference is that with custom product pages, you can target specific user needs. For example, you have an effective product page that successfully converts users from impressions to installs. However, due to the app's numerous features, several keyword lists need lower performance as it becomes challenging to showcase all features within a few images. Custom product pages solve this problem as they allow to display the appropriate image for each set of keywords. This feature provides an excellent opportunity to promote your app from different angles. UI professionals can highlight specific app features and test value propositions, optimize ads for specific markets and audience segments, maximize seasonal opportunities. Let's say, for example, Christmas offers, for example, maybe a Formula One event, run one-time promotions, and even re-engage customers and returning users. For example, let's say you would re-engage your returning users, let's say with some new features that you have launched on your app, for example. As a result, users feel a stronger connection to your app, leading to increased conversions. So let me tell you a bit more about custom product pages for search results and anti-data campaigns and show you some case studies. So from our side, first of all, you may find out that which specific feature in custom product page brings you more conversions for a better price by testing different value propositions. If we're talking about games, we can use different approaches to divide players into segments. For example, Bartle's model for segmenting MMO players by psychological types, for which are socializers, explorers, achievers, and killers. Each type of gamer has their own specific needs and goals to pursue. Achievers are all about points and status. Socializers gain the most enjoyment from a game by interacting with other players. Explorers are players who prefer discovering areas and immerse themselves in the game world, and killers are the type of players that want to achieve the first rank or beat other players. So moving forward from this model of segmentation, let's say now the second point is that you can tailor your custom product pages to specific audience segments, for example, the ones I just highlighted before, to ensure your ads are displayed to the most relevant audience. So examples of segmentation. So segmentation can be demographic, it can be psychographic, it can be geographical, behavioral, needs-based segmentation. For example, a specific product must-haves, or needs of specific user groups. Value-based segmentation, which is economic value specific user groups for the business. You can also see all of this information in this table that you see on my slide right here. So custom product pages can also optimize your ads for specific markets. Speak your customer's language by tailoring your content to their specific regions, cultural preferences, and maximize their engagement and revenue potential. Now, moving on to seasonality. Now, custom product pages can also be a very good tool to leverage when trying to work through seasonality as well. So, moving close, let's say, to a high season period, I'd like to highlight that custom product pages are a very convenient solution for running promotions dedicated to seasonal promos or holiday campaigns. For example, you can make winter or summer campaigns or high season promos, change images for specific holidays, for example, New Year or Christmas, Super Bowl, Friendship Day, for example, make promo offers for Black Friday or Cyber Monday, play on words in your campaigns to emphasize, let's say, hot or cold weather, hot deals, offers, price freezes, for example, support global marketing strategy, for example, TV campaigns, influencers, or other brand activities. Now, to give you a few examples of how custom product pages have been leveraged by our clients, I'm going to be sharing a case study from one of our clients, Donestro. So, Donestro has had a very impressive success story while leveraging custom product pages. The Splitmetrics agency worked with an app named Violin Lessons by Donestro. They turned to us with a request to improve product page conversion rates, increase user engagement, and scale their business. They had a well-composed product page illustrating options for learning to play the violin, but the app has one more important feature, which is a violin tuner, which helps users tune their violin easily during their first lessons. The Splitmetrics experts designed, developed, and launched a custom product page for the violin tuner feature in Apple Search Ads, and the results were astonishing. So just for the US market, the tap-through rate increased almost twice from 6.8% to 11.4%. Installs grew 2.5 times of what they were, and the number of purchases boosted by 3.75 times. For the UK, Ireland, Canada, and New Zealand locations, the tap-through rate grew by 1.6 times the previous rate. Installs increased by 191%, and the number of purchases increased by 40%. This is just one example of custom broad pages being used by traditional. Here's to give you another example of PicsArt, another of our clients who leveraged our services and leveraged CPPs to achieve exponential growth on their side. So PicsArt maximized their app growth again by using custom product pages relevantly as well. So we created a few different hypotheses and designed custom product pages for each customer segment based on those hypotheses, which were then tested. As a result, they were able to increase their conversion rate by 52%, the rate of users entering free trials by 153%, and their cost per trial decreased by 50%. So this is just another example of CPPs. Now moving forward to today, the new ad placement that has just been launched by Apple. So multi-placement ad strategy. So I hope that I've shared enough useful information regarding custom product pages from my end. And if anyone is still not using custom product pages, you now don't have any doubt on whether you should be testing them or not. And now I'd like to focus a bit more on different ad placements on the App Store. There are in total 4 different placements, and 2 of them Apple introduced by default: Today Tab ads and product page ads. Let's start with the Today tab. It is the first content users see when they begin their App Store visit. Running ads there is a great opportunity for businesses to extend their reach, drive awareness, scale to new markets, or highlight major feature releases, special events, and seasonal offers. I should note that on July 11th, Apple launched a new format of Today tab ads. These ads will feature the app icon, name, and subtitle that you provide on App Store Connect, and will require a custom product page to serve as the tab destination. With that, Apple also updated the Today tab approval process. Since new ads won't use creative based on a custom product page, the custom product page you use as your ad tab destination won't require review prior to your ads testing. For advertisers, this means that campaign setup will be even easier and faster. Additionally, ads on Today tab will now be fully visible without the need to scroll, resulting in an improved user experience. And here I can also share a success story with you of our client in the games category that leveraged a multi-placement approach to one of the mobile games in their portfolio. To scale acquisition growth to new markets, they wanted to increase brand awareness with a range of audiences. With a Today tab ad, the client positioned their brand prominently on the front page of the App Store. As a result, they experienced 24% increase in impressions and 30% in taps in brand campaigns. Overall, the client was able to increase their mobile game revenue by 11 times over 2 years using the Apple Search Ads as part of their UA strategy. Now talking about the other ad placements that we have, moving on from the Today tabs, which is the rest. So now you have search tab ads and search result campaigns. Proceeding to search tab ads, so I've told before, 650 million users on average visit the App Store every week, and 70% of them use search to discover their next app. With search tab ads, you can capture their attention just before the search. Ads will feature the app title and subtitle. Considering the number of people that visit this page, it seems that search tab ads will have the potential to drive a lot of impressions. Splitmetrics benchmark data shows that search tab ads have the lowest CPI of all the placements. Thus, when you cannot afford the high CPIs or you reach your cap on search results ads, adding search tab ads can be a great solution to expand coverage and scale costs effectively. Product page ads appear at the top of the You Might Also Like section to users who have scrolled to the bottom of the product pages, actively researching apps and getting information to help them decide whether to download. This ad placement enables advertisers to choose relevant categories and subcategories to target, attracting highly engaged users who are evaluating different apps for potential downloads. It presents an excellent opportunity to capture high-quality users as they're already interested in finding an app that fulfills their specific requirements, but are still in the consideration phase, actively browsing the You Might Also Like section. Consider this, the You Might Also Like section is almost at the bottom of the product page. If a user scrolled down the competitor's app product page without downloading the app, they might not have found what they were looking for, and this is your chance to win them over. Now moving on to reports. So at Splitmetrics, we release Apple Search Ads results benchmark reports twice a year, and we also cover benchmarks for other placements, for example, search tab or categories such as gaming, lifestyle, etc., in separate reports. You can check out the resources section on our website and find lots of useful reports and guides to help you maximize your app growth. And now, wrapping up the conversation from my side, I'd like to point out that right now, due to the economic factors, fierce competition, and several other factors, clients do not have a lot of time doing guesswork and they need constant results. So if you need any help in managing app search ads and creating successful custom product pages, or you need any advice on how to prepare the strategy, you can drop me a line, or maybe just paste your email in the chat and we'll get back to you. And thanks a lot. So I'm going to be moving on to, I guess, the Q&A now, right, Parker?
Not yet, Zara. The Q&A will be the end of the whole webinar. So thank you very much for sharing. Very interesting and informative. Okay, so let's welcome the next speaker, Asa from PlayPark.
Hi, hello everyone. Hope you can hear me well. Sorry that I'm in a place that may have some noise behind. I'm waiting for my flight to leave, so I hope 20 minutes should save my time. Okay, so let's get started. My name is Asa from PlayPark Company Limited. I'm a CMO, taking care of marketing for our game publishing businesses all over 6 countries in Southeast Asia. So today we to talk about the company a little bit, where we come from and where we're growing, what's a problem for our marketing side, and how we use data to solve it. And hopefully this thing will give our PlayPark Unlimited continue on this business. Okay, so we PlayPark, we are doing game publishing business for over 2 decades, starting from Thailand and expanding to Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Philippines. Okay, with our 6 different offices, that means 6 different cultures, 6 different preference from gamers, right? So we try to combine our local expertise with our 20 years publishing experience, plus the data that come from all different places, from the game side, from the user side, from the market side, and from 6 different local businesses. And we combine that and make that, and hopefully at the end of the day, we become one of the top game publisher for the world, not just Southeast Asia. Okay, and we collect and use data for what? We use it for game acquisition, meaning we acquire new game from a good publishers for the right consumer at the right country. Because, for example, some games we launch in just 1 country. Some game has a potential to launch in all over 6 countries, so we make it a region games. That's the example. Another one is on the game conversion side. How well the game perform in terms of user acquisition, in terms of user retention, in terms of monetization. And lastly, we use the data for the marketing side, the channels, the creative, the contents, the context, and everything that can bring in users. Okay, and this is our pain point from ABC: the user acquisition, the blueprint, and the creative and content and channel. Okay, for the for different country and different game genre. But combining that is a pain, right? So how we do that? Next is customer insight. In the past, when we do the PC games, we don't have enough customer insight. We only have a few. But with the mobile game, now we have a lot of customer insight from only few to too many. That's another. We don't do the customer engagement because from PC game to mobile game it's totally different playbook. Okay, and the last thing is channel. We do traditional media, kind of traditional marketing, and some below the line. But at mobile games era, it's changed a lot. We have to do everything. We have to do both online. We have to do both online and offline. You have to do the hybrid. You have to balance your below the line and above the line. Do everything and track it. You can track UA, but how can you track the organic? That's another problem, right? So this is all the marketing pain point that we have. Then how we solve it, and how we do it with both structured and unstructured data, like text, image, comments, voice in social media, etc., etc. So we combine it, right? We combine the game inside, we combine the user inside, the player inside, we combine it with the ads and all other contents up there. Use it with the AI and other marketing tools and integrate it to make use of it for understanding of our player, with understanding of the market, and with understanding of the future, where we're going. So we use so many things. We use CRM, we use AI Smart Tool, we use the CDP, we use Ads Intelligence, we use App Intelligence, we use whatever in the market, and yes, we explore more to gain more understanding of our games and our user. So at the end of the day, we have some case. It's such a basic case. You guys might say, I do it, everyone do it. What's different? My point is, how often you do it? Do you do it weekly, daily, or hourly, or real time? That's the point. With all those numbers, all those data that are coming in, this is one of our games that's just launched in 2-3 months. It's close to real time. Okay, this from day one until like almost 2 weeks that we calculate the ROAS on our ad spending and with the user acquisition we got in 6 different countries. We see some signal, real-time signal in one country that we will have problem pretty soon if we still keep doing the same advertising things, like same contents, same creative, same channels, same ad set, whatever it is. And that's a learn, and we take a deep look into it, and we understand that it's come from one ad set that because of 2 things actually. One is the ad set, which is we focus on cellular data combined with the big size of patch for Android gamer to update for playing games. And we see that, and once we know that this is going to be a big problem, besides contacting the developer, on the marketing side, we stop that asset. We change it to focus only for the Wi-Fi user, and that's give us a huge progress on advertising for this campaign. Okay, and the data is not only coming number. The data come in many forms, text, in image. Okay, so not just doing a good copy, doing a good game, advertising, banner, or content, also lead you to better ROI or better ROAS at the end. So we research with the public games, how they do the graphic for the advertising on the same genre, on the X10 genre is close to the game genre, and also on the graphic style, and make that our own creative pieces. And one piece is not enough, right? So we also use the AI to generate variety of the character or the creative concept to make that enough for the market to get attention from gamer. Also to make it fit individual countries, because we learn that from country to country. For example, Vietnam, Philippines, and Thailand, even it's the same genre, the same game, the people in this country prefer different style of the graphic and also the text, the copyright. Okay, that's wrap up for me, and hope you get something from our play card. And in the future, for play card, we not just use data for value added business. We plan to use data for value shifted business, meaning that with data that we get, we will serve more our gamers. Thank you, everyone, and sorry that I cannot stay for the QA, but my colleague Kun Wansika, she is still in the meeting, and she should be able to help you guys on the QA. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Asa. Thank you for sharing, and have a good Friday. Thank you very much. Okay, so coming next is the Q&A section. We have already got a couple of comments and questions from our audience. And first of all, I think the questions is to me, to Appdrawing. The first question is how to make high quality and engaging creatives that adapt to the local market. So I'm going to share my screen. I think this is a question that we got asked a lot from our users, our clients. So as you can see now, here is the panel of our analytical tool, okay, which is the Appdrawing. So how to make high quality creatives and how to adapt it into the local market. As you can see here, we've got an app creative section, which providing you the filter about the categories of the gaming, and the game tag system, the creative tag system, because nowadays in the market there are too many games. Okay, so with the category alone, it's not enough for our users to select and search for the creatives precisely already. So we have also the game text and the creative text. And talking about the local market, okay, let's say maybe let's take Vietnam as an example. As I said, we are covering 50 plus countries and regions here. So let's select Vietnam as an example, and then we can select maybe Puzzle Gaming. Okay, and you can expand this time frame or narrow it down, depends on the need. Okay, so let's just keep it as default. Okay, so basically we will recommend our users to check the creatives from the past 30 days. in general. And you can see here in our platform, we have the metrics, the active index, which indicates the performance quality of an ad campaign. Okay. And on top of this, we also have a sorting method with the impressions here. So in general, how to find and how to make high quality and engaging creatives that adapt to the local market. You can make full use of AdBrewing. After selecting all the corresponding conditions, and then we will show you all the creative database that adapting into your local market or your target markets. Okay, so we are providing adequate creative database. Okay, so this is the first question to me, and the next one is how to know the best advertising strategy in terms of channels and regions. Okay, so I think the top charts, the feature that we have here, can help to solve this question. Because as you can see here, we have a ranking. Okay, again, we can select puzzle, and maybe this time I select United States. Okay, so then we will got presented by a placement step sorted by the ads quantity in a descending order. Okay, so as the saying goes, learn from the best. So you will find some big advertiser here and maybe some unknown potential competitor to your game. So let's take this one, for example. It will show you an advertising overview here on our platform. Okay, so this one comes from Match Hand Games, okay, from Turkey, and then it will show you the advertising trend. Okay, and then going down, we will have a layout that indicates the overview of media that is gaming are doing the advertisements on, and also we will have regions. Okay, for this one, because from our top apps previously, in order to adapt into your target market, we pre-select United States. But from here, if you like to get a bigger picture, we can unselect it. And then it will show you all the regions and countries that these advertisers have been. Okay. So how to learn the best strategy? I think we can learn from the best. Okay, after selecting the target markets, your interested game categories, and so on, and then check the details from the big advertiser. Okay, and then if reversely, we can also check individually from your interested media channels or country areas by selecting a specific media or channel, and then you can also spy on the good creatives or ad campaigns by checking the active index here. Okay, so I think these are the questions that are addressed to me and AdBrewing. And the next question is to, I believe is to Tamarack, okay, from Tianjin. So the number one, okay, let me stop sharing my screen first. The number one question is, do you have more examples of how AI can help a UA manager? Tamarack?
Yes. So as I mentioned during my presentation, it's clear that all dashboards have limitations because they're not customized to your particular business needs. And I mentioned that we have the service, which is a data warehouse as a service called Data Vault, that can help you create those custom metrics and customize your business. But so it's clear that a lot of UA managers are not comfortable with using SQL. So in the past, if you had to learn SQL or you needed to hire a data person to help you query data and create those custom metrics, now you can actually use a generative AI tool to write those queries for you. And you can like ask it questions like, how can I write a query to learn what ad network is bringing me the most ROI, etc. So I think that is, one big use case for UI managers.
Okay. I got another question. Seems like eCPM is still going down, okay, stagnant, okay. So does it make sense to monetize your app via showing ads?
I think that ad monetization is essential, and in my opinion will always be essential because new users need to discover your app somehow. And so I think that ad monetization will always be around. This is why, even though hyper casual is going down, we see a rise in hybrid casual, which monetizes through both in-app purchases and also in-app advertising. So if you're just monetizing through in-app purchases, that might be a bit problematic because like only 2% of users would actually make that purchase within your app. But then what about the other 98%? That is why I think in-app advertising is very important to use as a source of ad revenue.
Okay, true. Thank you very much, Deborah. Okay, so I have some other questions, and this I believe is for Zara from Splitmetrics. The first one is, what is the sign of good CPP, and what metrics should I focus on?
So first of all, you should track, say, all the funnel metrics, let's say like tap-through rate, conversion rate, CPI, cost per install, and so on, to ensure that a custom product page works better or worse than the actual default page you had for this or that, audience segment. So that's one of the, let's say, like main indicators of what a successful custom product page would be like. So it would be much better than your default variation in terms of the metrics such as CTR, conversion rate, CPI.
Okay, got it. And do CPPs benefit Apple Search Ads only or organic traffic as well?
Alright, so custom created product pages can help boost organic reach and app search ranking, so the effect might not be an obvious one because the functionality was originally developed to help ad marketers align like user acquisition journeys via Apple Search Ads, from ad creatives to messages and visual assets on the product page. But when users search for keywords related to your app, the App Store algorithm considers factors such as relevance and engagement of your app. By creating a custom product page that is optimized for specific keywords, you can improve these two contributing factors because your relevance will increase. So eventually, this will boost your app search rankings and lead to more organic traffic, downloads, and improved visibility.
Okay, got it. And the last one, what campaign structure do you recommend for testing Apple Search Ads with custom product pages? Do you have any recommendations?
Alright, so there's basically two approaches you can use to test your custom product pages. You can create one campaign which contains one ad group and run several ad variations based on different custom product pages. In this scenario, you should run one ad variation at a time, for example, for a week, and then after that, you swap it to another one. An important note here would be that the testing period for each ad variation should be the same in order to have the same, so that you have a baseline. Another approach to structuring the campaigns is to create separate campaigns for each variation and launch them simultaneously. In this case, keywords, bids, and daily budgets for each campaign should be the same. And there is no guarantee that the ad delivery will be even across all campaigns. So I also had a custom product page playbook on my slide that you can download it actually to get a step-by-step guide on some best practices for custom product pages.
Okay, I understand. So I got the last question. I think this one is to Vaniska from PlayPark. Okay, so Vaniska, are you here with us? Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, I got one simple question. Okay, I think this is obviously one of the Play Park fans. So he would like to know, do you have any ideas for your upcoming games in Southeast Asia? Do you have any ideas? What game projects that you would like to publish for SEA area?
We have the lineup around two games now, maybe two games this year, but maybe four or five years for this year. For the lineup.
Okay. Okay, got it. So, comes to the end of our Q&A section, and because the matter of time, we are running out of the time. So, if the audience, you guys have any more questions, please feel free to contact us. We will left the contact methods for all the individual speakers here. And thank you very much. We have finished the presentation and webinar for today. And guys, thank you and have a good day. Thank you very much. See you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
说实话，我根本不知道刚